Hey there, Steve here, coming at you from the Metal and Wood channel. A lot of the channel is devoted to these Chinese chainsaws. So we also got this chainsaw cult in the United States, which involves these people on YouTube. It's just kind of funny. It's really funny what's going on. There probably only are a couple dozen haters. I think everybody else is just enjoying the spectacle. But I got a comment from a guy that calls himself Bamaboy. And see, I was born in Alabama, and you know, the South has some negative, what's it called? You know, you think negatively about places like Alabama, Mississippi, but you know, Alabama's not just rednecks and dummies. It's not. There's some intelligent people in Alabama and some educated people, and I got some friends in Alabama. I was born at Fort Rucker Military Base, and I guess I only spent just a few years of my early life there in Alabama, but I've traveled through Alabama quite a bit. So, you know, we're not going to assume that Bamaboy is just some, you know, unintelligent Alabama redneck. You know, we don't know this. So we don't want to make any assumptions at all. So he's commenting how many pros are using your chainsaws, but he's commenting in a way like, and he added the circular face with the laughing and all that stuff, something like that. You know, like, ha, ha, ha. Well, let me tell you, my man, I wouldn't be messing with these chainsaws if they weren't good. So really, it's you that's the fool, okay? Not me. And I've said it a bunch of times. I don't care how many chainsaws I sell. I'm just a guy that found some damn good chainsaws, and I'm trying to make those even better. And it's just something I'm doing right now. It's just like, everybody's got to do something, and that's just what I'm doing right now. Chainsaws aren't the only thing I'm looking at. You know, I just showed a hell of a machine to a hell of a welding machine to a professional welder, and he was like, oh my God, really? And I'm like, yeah, really, yeah. So really, it might be the welders that I end up, you know, building a business with. I don't know. It's just what I'm doing. But as far as this whole thing on these Chinese chainsaws, you got a company called Stihl that's been around for a very long time. It started in Germany, and now they're out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. The world manufacturing market, economy, etc. has changed so much. It's like I did a video the other day about my Jackson, Tennessee Porter cables. Those were freaking awesome. You can't buy those anymore in from the United States. They shipped everything over to China. The first set of tools they made were not very good. They might be better now. I don't know. I mean, I know their drills are okay. I've used some of their, matter of fact, I've used some of their older cordless drills, Porter cable, and they seem to be pretty good, but I know their power circular saw cordless was no good from a few years ago, not strong enough to cut anything. That's on some comments. So these Chinese chainsaws, if you run a tree crew, there's several aspects of running a business dealing with residential trees or even logging. You've got manpower, labor hours. You've got equipment costs, equipment maintenance costs, and you got to balance it all out, and you got to become profitable, or you got to stay profitable, right? So let's say somebody like me has some Chinese chainsaws, and let's say a chainsaw powerful enough to get a big job done. Let's say it's a 660 chainsaw or 500i or whatever's bigger than a 500i on the market. I don't know. I don't know if there is a bigger one right now. 662, is that available? I don't know. But it's going to cost you about $1,500 to get a 90-something cc brand new from a dealer. And you might be able to buy 3 of those chainsaws, or 4, depending on your sourcing and who's getting them to you. And if you're willing to do the basic maintenance, the cylinders and the crankshafts don't fail. So then it's just a matter of a few other parts. And if you've got somebody that's able to maintain the chainsaw, because there's nothing difficult about changing some parts on a chainsaw. I mean, I may not have fully understood a while back about taking a clutch off, but I mean, it's just a reverse thread and an impact driver or whatever, and you just take the clutch off and you just switch it out. If you have a maintenance guy on your tree crew, it totally makes sense to order these higher grade Chinese chainsaws. It makes no sense to pay $1,500 for a new chainsaw. Now, there are issues with emissions and, you know, availability and basically your sourcing and everything. But on a business-wise decision basis, if you spend the $1,500, you're still getting a chainsaw halfway made in China. I don't have the exact percentages, but there's several factories. And I totally understand the idea behind buying a Mercedes product. But even Mercedes went downhill in the 90s when they rejoined Daimler Chrysler. So the Bamaboy asked me how many professionals are using my chainsaws. Well, let me tell you this. The ones that started using them over the last few years, up to 3 years, 4 years, I don't know. When did we have all these hurricanes? We've had 3 hurricanes in Louisiana, and I started getting these chainsaws the first of the 3 hurricanes. And I traded them out on video a lot of times for those 660s and those 070s. And my orange 060s and my orange 070s from the first hurricane 3 hurricanes ago are still going. And my 372s from several years ago are still going. And then I traded one out for parts as a gift, and that was not even my good ones. And the guy that's using my 372s locally to me, there's loggers using them as well. Then there's guys local to me using them, and they're all using them. I mean, I changed the ignition coil out on one the other day, but the cylinders and cranks and bearings, they're all using them. So as far as to answer Bamaboy's question, his silly question that was meant to like cause some, you know, animosity somehow or some hate in there somewhere, you're a fool, man. You're a fool. You're just a fool. You're just an ignorant fool. And it's nothing to do with being from Alabama. You could be from anywhere and be an ignorant fool. But you've never ever once said something friendly or nice that I can recall on the channel. So why the hell are you even coming to the channel? I mean, it doesn't. Okay, you can F with me. It doesn't matter. I've been F'd with before. I F back. It's okay. You know, no problem. Enjoy your day, folks. It's Saturday, right? Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up. Take care. Bye.